Dudes, this is another what if, and this is what if Gon trained. Now you might be thinking, Gon from Hunter x Hunter, wasn't he strong as possible? There's no way he could have done it without training. Well, I'm giving you a Gon that trained all the time, like Goku levels of training. So the same thing kind of happens as his dad left him and all that, but in this version, nothing can stop him but himself. Which you might be thinking, isn't that kind of like any main character? No. Because an main character, that's what's holding them back is their imaginations and their whole power friendship stuff. With Gon, it's literally the only one strong enough to stop him would be himself. His dad would get stomped out. Everyone else would be stomped out. Except for Gon himself. Alright, so we're going to start off in a way that makes a lot of sense. So when he actually learned about his dad, never coming home because, I wanted to get some milk and never came back kind of stuff, Gon honestly was just like, you know what? I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna become a hunter. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna beat the crap out of him. Which is Gon's entire life purpose as he thought. But instead, he's a lot nicer to people than you would expect for someone whose life goal is to punch their father in the face. But it's still basically his life goal, so can't be too soft on him. And he's always training. He's always outside training and everything. And there's not one person in the anime that could probably land a hit on it, except for, Masters. Now, he's already styled enough where he can dodge a punch and then land one about 10 times faster than anyone else. So when he goes into the Hunter exam, he's a real nice kid. He does all the same stuff where he's kind and all that. Just as smart, even smarter sometimes. Now, then, when you get to the whole Hunter exam, the running portion, he straight up just runs right next to the instructor the whole time. He literally walks it. Same way the instructor does, and with basically zero effort. The instructor's confused, even Hisoka the Clown had trouble keeping up with him the whole time. And that was the whole time. But Gon said, alright now, but then when it started at the Swamplands, everyone got surprised when Gon literally had no trouble. And when Hisoka was about to do throwing those cards, not only did Gon see that coming, but he actually threw an attack his own, which wasn't even the fishing rod, it was actually a punch. And the air pressure from his punch alone was enough to throw everyone back. Except for the people that Hisoka was targeting, because, it's Hisoka. I highly doubt Gon as a little kid can be able to take down one of the strongest people in the anime. There's going to be some background noise because I'm cooking right now and I'm using a fan. The fan is so I can get the food without, bubbling up and everything. So, yeah. And I'm just going to turn that to low. Yeah, I'm not sure if y'all can hear me or not, so I'm just going to turn it off. What's the worst that could happen? It bubbles over. No big deal. So, Gon's actually a master cook, too, as he loves cooking in this version, because he always likes cooking high-protein meals that are great for his body. So, he's not only great physically, but he's great mentally and everything. So, when he goes into that whole cooking portion of the test, he makes that food, and he's not the first one to finish. Honestly, he's not. He knows what it is. But he was still going to be the last one, and she said no, and he said, try it. Just try it. As I haven't even applied yet. Not even one sample until now. Please try it. She says, alright, fine. I'll try it. Here. She took a bite out of it and said, it's amazing. But you still fail because everyone else failed. So, as he's about to, go berserk, as everyone sees him being completely pissed. And then, who's to step in but the strongest hunter? Yep, the old man steps in. And he says, hey, I'm not gonna let that happen, so, come on, let's see this. You have to give him another chance, and the whole hard-boiled egg thing happened. And he does it. He makes the hard-boiled egg, and he makes it good. And he allows himself to fail. But he doesn't actually even fail. He allows himself to do the whole thing. Now, the only one who I'd say probably has a chance against Gon is the strongest dude. Good stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna set this down for just a second so I can continue my cooking. So, I'd say if anyone was gonna, I'd say the strongest person in Hunter history has got the best chance. And even that's pretty low of a chance. Now, I'm not trying to say any of them are really weak, but Gon's on another level. Like, he could punch his dad square in the throat. Hold on a second, guys. How do I use this thing? Alright, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I'm making mac and cheese, and I'm making it a little bad, but I'm still pretty good at it. So in this version, at this point, you'd hear, like, as Gon is basically, the whole still thing happens where he meets all the people, and he's good friends with them. But in at this point, you see the whole thing with Killua and the whole getting the ball from the strongest hunter thing happen. And at this point, Gon's like, hey, cool, we get a challenge. I've been looking for one of those. Because Gon's basically the strong man of his entire village. No one outmatches him. Which is why farming, he is the best. Fishing, he is the best. In almost everything physically, he is the best. So there is one point where he needed help. What he needed was help from his aunt. Because she was the only one he actually could fully trust. And so he did. He asked her if he could maybe take the hunt, if there was anything he could do, and she always asked him for help cooking. That's why he was good enough to basically wreck everyone in cooking. Now, when it comes to that battle thing, he's regularly helping little kids with playing ball, and he actually played the exact same game that they're about to play. It's called Catch the Ball, and in his eyes, it's not a hard game to play, because he plays it all the time with little kids. But in the old man's eyes, he thinks it's gonna be a pain for these kids. But nope. Gon actually also is just the beast. So, when they have this little thing, he lets Killua go, then he himself goes, and he winds up grabbing the ball, taking it from the old man, saying, here, you know what? Try it using your full body. And the old man's like, okay. As they both go at full speed, and it takes the point where the old man's using his full power and using his nin and whatever else it's called. Like, he's going with everything he has. And Killua can't even keep up with these two. But Gon's like catching him every now and again, being like, come on, use this move or that move where you're speeding up. Where he does that whole technique where he's going and making like multiple of himself. And Gon does a similar technique, but instead of being like silent where there's multiple of him, doing the whole flash body flicker thing, Gon's moving so fast there's like 30 of him going around. Now, I wouldn't say anyone's stomping this dude out, no one is. But Gon winds up getting the ball saying, let's take the regular test still. I still want to get the regular win. And he does. He goes through everything as if it's easy. His first mission, which actually, he goes through the test easy. And then he has the point when he has to fight that, when they had to fight each other, and this version Gon just slaps this dude away instead of having the whole never gonna lose thing, because they both claim that, and he was just like, I'm getting nowhere, I'd surrender, as Gon became a hunter. In this version, Killua, the same thing happened, but Gon in this version got knocked out the same way, but instead it took the Zoldyck needle, hitting him in the back of the neck, in a weak spot for him, where anyone gets knocked out, no matter how powerful they are. So when he took that hit, he basically went boom. It's basically, if you're not a nin user, you're basically out of luck on it. But Gon isn't a nin user yet, so he's basically out of luck. So, as he knows how to use powers, his physical strength mainly, he's basically an unstoppable force that way. But when he got hit by this thing where it's a nin power, he hit the floor. And not just a small thud, it was a big old crash. And Hisoka even getting surprised because of how strong this is. Now, Gon, I'm not going to say this is something crazy, but I am going to give him something new. He's going to be a one-man wrecking ball when he gets up. Because Killua still wound up killing a dude, not becoming a hunter. Gon was a hunter, so when Gon wakes up, he's like, Cause he know who did it. Like he remembered that was that was that was Killua's brother. Yes, where's Killua? And Killua's and they're like he went home. It's like okay, I bet. And they go to the Zoldyck address. In this version, when he winds up meeting Killua's mom, he says, "I need to speak with your son." Sorry, Killua cannot have you. Yes, not Killua. The older one. The one who thought it'd be a great idea to stab me in the back of the neck. I came here to punch him in the face. She's taken aback, like, wait, I thought you were going to be good friends with my son. I thought you said you were going to be good friends with my son. Oh, I am. But your other son deserves a punch in the teeth. And I'm going to deliver it. Oh, really? Do you really think you have that much power? Oh, I know I do. As he stomps out, as he steps, and she backs up in fear because of how powerful this is. The only person she thinks could match this, maybe her husband, and that's a big if. So, Killua is just surprised that even he can't throw hits, as Killua could feel this power. And he winds up leaving the same way he had. In this version, Gon actually made up to the front door like, what's good? Who's gonna stop? He's not, and he doesn't start smiling because he's cocky. He's smiling because who's gonna stop him? As he goes saying, hello, I'm one of Killua's friends. I also came here to punch the face out of your older son. Oh, this one? No. This one? Yes. So he said, alright, give it a go. See if you can actually do it. So the needle was thrown. Killua caught it this time. Gon caught it and said, nah, you ain't doing that again. And he charges forward and just punches him square in the face, sending him flying through a wall. Surprised, everyone's like, Killua, your friend is awesome. He reminds me of one of ours. It's impressive, son. He's a good man. He'll be a good friend for you. As they wind up saying, but then they wind up going to the whole battle arena thing. And they go little by little by little. At the 200th floor, Hisoka was still there, and he'd blast his nin, and Killua and Gon literally stepped by stepped eye to eye with him, saying, I don't know what freaky power you're using, but you need to cut that out. And he was given a no. And so it's like, okay, whatever. As they wind up going all the way back to their house. Like, literally back to the, bottom floor thing. Where they wind up going and grabbing stuff. And that kid, they still learned Nin the same way, same powers and everything. But Gon, at this point, he's unlocked 3 of them by Nin. When he unlocks, instead of just unlocking, his own personal one, he unlocks that one, the second, third. He unlocks all of them slightly, but he can't really use all what they need but the first 3. Which, I'm not sure which ones they were, so sorry guys, I can't tell you how epic this fight would be, but in this version, when he just walks in this version, he makes his own little barrier, and he's just like, go, what's up? And he pushes Hisoka aside like, I was good. But Hisoka still landed that killer punch to Gon's face from the Hunter exam. So he challenged Hisoka. And Hisoka's like, I bet. Now, when Hisoka took through that punch, and going through a punch, the rubber and gums thing still happened. But in this version, he's like, yeah, no, I'm canceling this out. Saying, stealing vibranium. What's vibranium? None, you. And then hits him with the force of 1,000 tons to the face. Like, I live with the same hit. And then throw the 44 badge right in his face saying, what's good then? What's good then? And he walks away. It's like, Hisoka's out. This boy just beat Hisoka. Man, I'm not stepping to that. At least that's what they're thinking. But Gonzab just shrugs it off like it was nothing to him. So he's like, as little by little, he basically says, let's leave. And they leave. But then the whole thing with those people with the spider tattoos on their back happens. Now, literally, Gon is the first one being like, hey, I'm about to stomp a few of them out, get some information if they have it. Go ahead. Because no one's going to stop him. Now, when the whole thing, when it's like, imagine 2 Hisokas. In this version, instead of it being a 4, he had a plan. He's like, I'm going to take him out. Who's going to stop me? And he knocks both of them around when he leaves and says, yo, I'm looking for your captain. But in this version, he still gets captured. He allows himself to get captured the same way. Now, he said, hey, when they ask him if he knows any of them, and he says, yeah, a few. He points to to the girl who we had the arm wrestling championship thing with, saying, be her in arm wrestling. Turns over to that dude saying he was with her. Turns over to Ahsoka saying, this guy. We took the hunter exam together. He punched me in the face. I returned with one just as strong, if not stronger, with a stronger punch to the face on the battle arena at a pretty high floor. Like, wait, what? Ahsoka said, yeah, he could beat me down if he wanted to. Really? So, in other words, he beat you in a fight, so he's going to be... No, he's not going to be able to beat... He's not that much stronger than me. Right? Well, what about the leader? As Gon said, I'm actually looking for information, if y'all could... As he actually had an idea. Gon had an idea. He actually said, look, I'll hire y'all for one thing. Well, what's that? Y'all messed up a buddy of mine's family, and you'll pay him for that. Oh yeah, which buddy is that? And then that guy with the scarlet eyes walks in like, yeah, my family, scarlet eyes. Oh, listen for it. For a ton of money. Oh yeah? And boom. Lily goes out wrecking all of them, so there's no real worries. And he said, yo, you got that shovel? Why'd you bring a shovel? To bury him. But in this version, it was Killua who asked the question, like, why'd you bring a shovel? He said, to bury him. And Gon said, yeah, I brought mine too. And Killua's like, dang it, I forgot mine. And they're like, you can borrow it. And then Gon says, you can borrow this one. I see I'll end up having two. It's like, what? Yeah, I plan on a few of us. And then Lazario is like, man, I didn't have one. Well, I think you had luck. And then Gon's like, nah, I have another one. How did you know two of us want to bring one? Oh no, I brought a fourth one too. Why'd you bring four? In case something happened where we need an extra one. Makes sense. Now now they get everything dug up. They bury this entire group. Now they're basically just no trouble. And then he has an idea. Hey, Killua, let's go back to your family home, all of us. Alright, let's go. They all four go in there, and he basically just pushes open the gate like it's nothing. And he basically just walks around the whole way. And he walks up like, yeah, I'm walking past you at this point. It ain't nothing to me. And when she goes to hit him, he just sends her flying backwards. And he literally just says, hey, came to see you. What do you want, kid? Well, you see, my dad left. I need you to track him down. Do you know what his name is? And they said the whole Gene or whatever, I think that's his name. It's like, oh, that's the hunter that almost knocked you out? Which is what the wife said to her husband, like, yes, but don't bring that up. Wait, my dad almost knocked you out? Well, don't kill him. I just need you to track him down for me so I can punch him in the face. You know, I've noticed something. You have a very bad thing about just punching someone in the face. Yeah, but he deserves it. He left me for 12 years. How old are you now? 12. Alright. Well, if you'd like, this place is basically your home. You can have this as a home. Actually, I was wondering something. Maybe we could all have a dinner together. My family and your family. I thought you were looking for your dad. Yeah, well, me and my aunt. Because she raised me. Alright, deal. And he winds up saying, alright, come down to Wales. Like, okay, let's go to our chopper. Now, there was 3 hunters who went to assassinate the whole Zoldyck family. And Gon's just like, move. Knocking them away. It's like, holy crap. And it's like, deal. You know what? Fine. They went up all having a meal together, and they were actually talking about Gene, because Gon's about to have them hunt Gene down so he can punch him in the face. Now, his aunt knows about this whole position of just wanting to punch Gene in the face. I'm pretty sure everyone does in that village, like, he's gonna punch him in the face sooner or later, just wait. So he said, alright, here's his location. They found his location. They all together found his location. It's like, okay, here it is. Alright. And Gon goes up there and punches and knocks his dad flat out. Like, he is gone. And he, like, straight just took him back to the hunter area and just slams him down. Saying, you will think you strong, don't you? Don't you? As he basically said, now pay all the money she had to spend on me my whole life. Pay it. It's like, get off me. And he's yelling, "Get off me!" Sorry about that, guys. So, Gon's father's yelling, "Get off me!" But to Gon, and Gon's just straight just kicking him. And then he unlocks his full big old boy form somewhere in here. Yeah, here. This is the one. This big old boy form. And this big old boy form. Because this is actually what he regularly looks like. So he's basically just wailing on everyone. Like this. And he literally does this to his old man. It's just like, his old man backs up like, "Hey, I ain't fighting that. I know that form too well. It's too strong for me to handle." And then everyone just like, and then Gon basically just tanks the whole ant thing and just straight up stomps everyone out. And he is known as the #1 hunter. The only one who might have a say against him is the old #1 hunter, which was the old man. And the only reason he has a say is because, like, he's old and has way more wisdom. But that's about all. So no one really can step to Gon, so he's just basically careless. And he lives his life like a monster and just says meh the whole way through. And every kick he throws, he's ready to kill someone, so everyone knows not to mess with this kid. Except for Hisoka. It's Hisoka, time after time, thought it'd be a great idea. But it never worked out, as he basically made it where he was the top hunter, Killua was the second best, and the third best was the old man. Fourth would be Leorio. Well, not really fourth, but he'd be up there. I think he'd actually be fifth, because that Crimson Eye dude's right above him. And in this version, he was telling him about Nin, saying, "Yo, don't do that whole thing with Nin where you could, like, because your powers are this, right? Don't do the whole heart thing, man. What you want to do is do something more that you can get rid of, like, not just don't be vague and say that who's your enemy. Say whoever you feel to be an enemy against you, you could use your chains on. Then it'll take your heart if you don't do that." Deal, man. As it made a lot more sense in this than in canon had. So he basically just lives his entire life stomping everyone out. Now, this is a short video because there's not much to cover because I forgot half of Hunter x Hunter. But Gon basically makes it where his family and that other family are basically intertwined. If you're wondering what I mean by Zoldyck being intertwined with him, like was with some gay stuff with Killua? No. The way they're intertwined is that Killua has sisters, and that's how it happened. Gon and one of Killua's sisters. Now Killua, if he had something to say, he would try hitting Gon. Speed, he's faster than Gon, just slightly. So he's basically landing hit after hit on Gon, which Gon can't even keep up with. But the second Gon lands a hit on Killua, he just gets sent flying. And that's how their battles go. It's like Goku and Vegeta levels of power gaps. It's almost nothing, yet it's so much. So, basically that's how it is. Everyone just walks around like they're the strongest. And anytime someone tries to fight Gon, they just get kicked aside. So that's how Hunter x Hunter ends. As Gon is an old man with great-grandkids all in front of him, and they're saying, "Come on, Grandpa, let's see that whole thing, the ball game again." Which is when he took a ball, and they tried taking it from him. And he didn't lose much power over his years, so he always had to hold back a lot. Then his oldest one, which I'm not sure what the name would be, winds up taking the ball from him. And going to kick Gon in the face and saying, "Alright, let's see how that works." As Gon got the ball back, saying, "Not so fast, kid." As he was basically just doing the whole spin thing that the old man he knew taught him, so he was just super happy doing it. But the only one I'd say could probably stomp Gon on this point might be Hisoka. And the only way I see that happening would be Hisoka using one of his weird clowny things, like the weird like bungee gum. Because I could see Hisoka bungee gumming him like to an area where he can't move, but he's waiting to punch Hisoka in the face. Like, he'll punch everything else in the face, but wait on Hisoka to punch him in the face. Because I feel like in anime, punching someone in the face is just the biggest hit. Like, no, a kick to the ribs that makes them all cough blood, no. But a punch in the face that barely nudges their cheek, that's a hit. For some reason. So this is how Gon goes. An old man who's stronger than he should be. Than anyone should be. As he basically just left the world. When he dies, he leaves the world to his family. Which I'm not sure what they would be. But they're still Zoldycks and everything. And the Zoldycks are known for their power. But they stopped doing just attack and kill things. Now if, like, you have money, they'll do a job for you no matter what it is. Instead of just killing people. Which is funny because Gon occasionally would be like, hey, what do you want? As people would occasionally be like, hey, could you mow the lawn for me? Here's the money. And they just see these monsters who'd usually be killing people just mowing lawns. It'd be hilarious. And Gon laughs whenever he sees this because he'll be doing it right alongside the Zoldycks. Because the Zoldycks basically accept Gon as one of the strongest members. And no one stomps out Gon. Occasionally there's an argument where Gon has to fight, but Gon usually wins that fight very easily. Now, I wouldn't give anyone a good chance on him except for, like, the old man. Because that old man, we don't know how strong he is. And Gon basically just retconned the entire anime by making himself stronger than possible. And that is it. Bye, guys.